Welcome to week 8 in our series called Right Side Up through the book of Amos. Events of the last few days, man, a massacre in a movie theater, and I was reading about homeless people in Los Angeles. They're getting stabbed on Skid Row, and it just has reminded me of the brokenness of our world, the world that we live in, and the fact that sin and evil are everywhere, and so. The judgment of God in Amos is so relevant today. And yet I love where we end up in chapter 9, near the end of chapter 9, with the restoration of God. You see, after God is judged righteously, he will restore righteously. And I just wanted to rehash with you as you plan to meet for the final time here and discuss some questions and things, the points of the message this morning. In regards to God's restoration, that first point that God restores people, this is what God is all about, that he is the one that restores people. And then the question that I asked you to reflect on, who have you given up on in your life? Because if God is in the business of restoring people and we are God's people, then we ought to be those that are in the business of restoring as well. And so I would encourage and challenge you this next week to reflect on who are some people in your life that you have given up on, that maybe God is calling you to give another shot at, or to just hang in there with. And that second point, that God restores abundance, that God is a God of abundance, that God doesn't have a resource problem, but at times we have a faith problem. And God is the one who gives abundant life. He's given it to us. And to so many, it's a free offer that he has. And we see even there in Amos 9 where he says that I will restore my people with abundance, man. And he paints this picture of just how abundant it's going to be. And then that question I ask you to consider is, where in your life, if God is a God of abundance, and where in your life are you cheating God? Where are you not a person of abundant generosity in your life? Where are you holding back? If God is a God of abundance, he's given to us abundantly. Where are you not giving to others abundantly? Where are you not giving back to God abundantly? And then that third point, that God restores peace, that God promises to bring peace to his people. He said, my people's land will be restored, and where there was chaos, there will be peace. That word shalom, he will bring shalom. And that question that I asked you to think about, because as I looked at the New Testament and I saw God tie peace to the giving of his Spirit, where he commanded peace, he said, I will give you my Spirit, and my Spirit will bring peace. So the question, who's powering your life? Because you see, if you're powering your life, you're living under your own power, it's quite possible that your life is full of chaos and disorder. And yet, if you would allow God, through his Spirit that lives in you, to power his life, it's possible that he would bring peace and order to your life. And so that question, are you powering your own life? Or is it time to allow God, through his Spirit, to power your life? Is there areas of your life you need to just give over to God? And then that fourth point, that God restores the future, and he paints this beautiful picture for his people of a future full of hope and promise. And you see, God has given us the end of the story. We go to Revelation and we can read about our future. You see, God has given us a future. And then it says that God has laid eternity on our hearts. And that question I asked you to consider is eternity on your heart? In other words, are you living today as if eternity depends on it? God is a God who restores. This hat I wear, Tiger Woods hat, and it just reminds me every time I wear it that God is a God who can restore. He could restore the life that Tiger Woods has kind of blown up, and he can restore your life, and he can restore my life. And I tell you what, I am grateful for that. So friends, I want to thank you for taking this journey with us through the book of Amos, and may God bless you guys as you study his word together tonight.